Right, welcome back to my keel project. I've been getting a few jobs done, but yesterday I sanded down the inside of my keel box. Needs a little bit more to get it anywhere near being able to epoxy coat it, but I've found something really kind of untoward. Right, on the back edge of the keel box there is a stainless rod bedded in on the aft section, and you can see that the gel coat that was covering it has cracked and disappeared, and you can also see there's a bit of a dent in the back there, so that's obviously provided a bit of impact resistance. But this raises a couple of questions for me. The keel tray I would expect to sit flat along the flange in the bottom, and if this steel rod is in there, the keel tray can't sit flat, and it's angling the keel a little bit. So what I'm going to do is get the keel tray, drop it in the box and go down below and see what the gap looks like. There's a couple of things that I've observed straight away, and that is on the front edge of the keel tray. You can see it's really worn on the top edge on the front, and if we look down the bottom here, you can see we've got some excessive wear here where I suspect that is coming in contact with the top of the front of the tray, and there's also a line across the bottom there, and I think that is being point loaded with the front of the keel tray. So it kind of, to me, it feels like the back edge is sitting on the steel bar, raising it up, and then it's point loading on the front edge. So that raises a couple of questions as what is the purpose of this steel bar? Now I've narrowed it down to about three sort of possibilities. One is impact resistance for a grounding, so that might stop the keel from smashing into the back of the keel box and causing any damage. Number two is potentially a way to get over having to have a perfectly flat surface all the way around to create full contact. By putting that in there could potentially negate the need to have all of the flange level. Number three could be general wear resistance. So the back of the keel, when the keel's in the raised position, it kind of flops about a little bit, and also when you're raising it up and down, there is potential that the back edge of the keel could rub on the back edge of the keel box, which kind of does look like that, the way that steel rod is worn. If that steel rod wasn't there, would the back of the keel box be extremely worn? I don't know. So I'm going to get the keel tray in and see what it looks like. Right, see what this. Oh, doesn't sit level. I wonder if that's a knot. Oh no, it wants to sit either side because that's top heavy. Let's see if we can get that down there. It's got to go down dead straight. Right, what does that look like? That doesn't sit right in there. That has got some excessive play side to side in that. One thing I've noticed is that when I'm sailing upwind in like plus 20 knots and there's a decent chop, I've felt like the boat kind of is like a bending kind of flex feel to it when I go over a wave. And I always thought it kind of happens at the same time as when the genoa backs, as I'm dropping off a wave, when I'm really pinching it. And I always thought that was the Genoa backing and kind of flexing the rig a little bit and giving it kind of this spongy kind of bouncy feel. But always in the back of my mind, I've felt that maybe it's the keel moving. And this amount of play is kind of making me feel like the keels is moving side to side when I go over a wave. And I've always noticed it, and I've never really felt happy about it. Right, you can see straight away there's a massive gap all the way around. And it's point loaded at the front edge here. Massive gap. And at the back edge you can see what's going on in there. That is sitting on that steel bar. You can also see that where the gel coat is missing on the left side and where there's gel coat on the right hand side, that is supporting that corner and the front edge, and that is allowing this to rock side to side, which is less than ideal. So, I don't know, what do you reckon? Drop me a comment and tell me what you think about what the potential problem is here and what I could potentially do about it. I would love to see this sat perfectly around this flange so that it's not point loading the front edge and the back for the purposes of spreading the weight on the keel tray and on the hull itself. This steel rod isn't doing anything in terms of spreading the load because all the weight is literally on this back edge, back corner of the slot. So it's not distributing weight as it would be if it was fully seated all the way around. That would be really nice, even weight distribution. So my feeling is that I want to cut it out. I don't know how far it extends past the keel box. That's one problem. I was kind of hoping to get a grinder in here and cut it, but it's right up on this edge. And you can see there is a little bit of wear there from the keel. So the chances are it is providing a lot of wear protection. But I can't have that. No way. Let me know what you think. And I'll get back to you when I've made a decision. I think whatever happens, I'm going to need to clean up the gel coat around this steel bar and try and get in there a little bit and do a bit of investigating. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Oh, battery. That was easy. Right, I'm going to drop the tray back in and have another look, see what it looks like. I mean, that came out super easy. Get this balanced right. Well, it's still got a bit of play, but that's because this corner here is slightly built up. So I am definitely going to have to shave a little bit off that, but still wobbly. Let's go and have a look outside. Right, that's interesting. There's still a gap. There's still a gap around there, and this side. So it's still point loaded fore and aft, even though I've removed that, but it's much less of a gap. That's a tough one. What do I do now? That's not really achieved anything in terms of point loading. That may as well still have that bar in there. Other options would be to fill this, build this up. That could work. Then that would support the tray all the way along. Or just leave it as is. For some reason I thought that if I removed it, this was just going to sit perfectly flat. And I bet if I got a spirit level on here, there'll be curvature in the bottom of the boat. So yeah, I'm no closer to getting anywhere with that. Right guys, I've had a think. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this edge back so it's nice and clean. And then I'm going to prep the inside, so I've stripped the gel coat off, ready to take some kind of fiberglass. And then I'm going to stick like some sheet material on this edge so it's touching the bottom of the keel tray all the way around. And then remove the keel tray, and then I can fill the inside with some woven roving or fiberglass epoxy and maybe some silica in there, and that would build it up to touch all of this. And then I might then line this back edge with some Kevlar and lap that in, and maybe an inch up the sides or 2 inches up the sides I'll lap the fiberglass up the sides. And you can see at the front there's a little gap at the front. So I've got a bit to play with. If I hold the camera still, I've got a bit to... I've probably got 4 or 5 mil play that way. And it's quite tight at the front, but I've got stuff to play with. I've got some space to play with. So I think that is going to be my plan. I'm going to upload this video and see what kind of feedback I get from you guys. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. And I'll then make a start on this and upload another video, I think, to cover the process of this. But I've had a good think about it, and I reckon that could be the way to do it, to be honest. So yeah, let me know what you think, because, you know, more ideas the better. And inevitably I am going to ignore some advice, because, you know, when you ask for advice, you get a lot of different opinions, and I kind of like that, because then, you know, it sparks kind of food for thought and lots of ideas to consider. But obviously you can't take everybody's advice every time. So yeah.